Most people believe they make their own choices, but rarely ask who or what is doing the choosing. You wake up, go to work, say what's expected, smile when you should. You play the role, but beneath the surface, something stirs. A tension, a whisper. What if the person you think you are is only a fragment? We chase success, love, status, we set goals, build habits, and read self-help books, but something always feels just out of reach, as if we're haunted by a version of ourselves we can't quite name. This is where most journeys stop, on the surface. But today we're diving deeper, into the unknown, into a revolutionary path hidden beneath the noise of modern life. In this exploration, titled How to Use Jung's Individuation. For personal growth, we're not offering a checklist for success. We're offering a descent, a return, a confrontation with the unconscious. We'll explore what Carl Jung called individuation, a powerful psychological process that leads us beyond personas and shadows into the heart of who we truly are. This isn't just theory. It's a roadmap for self-actualization, inner transformation, and uncovering the hidden self. You'll learn how to integrate your shadow, understand your personal archetypes, and reclaim parts of your identity long exiled to the unconscious. Our path won't follow city streets or mountain trails. It leads through dreamscapes, emotional scars, ancient myths, and forgotten memories. This is depth psychology, this is shadow work, this is the journey home. If this speaks to something buried deep in you, a hunger for truth, for wholeness, then stay with us. Subscribe, turn on the bell, and begin the descent with open eyes, because when you seek your authentic self, the self begins to seek you. Fade into subtle ambient music, a sense of reverence, mystery, and quiet empowerment. Carl Jung once said, "Individuation means becoming an individual, and insofar as individuality embraces our innermost, last, and incomparable uniqueness, it also implies becoming one's own self." But what does that really mean in the context of your life? Why does it matter when the world tells you to fit in, not stand apart? Individuation is the process of integrating all aspects of the psyche, including your shadow, your ego, and your unconscious, into a unified whole. It's the foundation of Jungian psychology and a deeply personal path to self-actualization. This isn't about achieving perfection or enlightenment. It's about becoming real. It's a roadmap toward personal growth, emotional resilience, and a more authentic self. One that isn't fractured by social masks or buried traumas. You've felt it, haven't you? That subtle discomfort. In moments of silence, that flicker of truth when your facade slips, that's your soul calling you home. The process of individuation begins with a whisper and becomes a lifelong dialogue. Carl Jung's individuation process explains why so many of us feel stuck, anxious, or disconnected. We're not broken, we're incomplete. We've been taught to suppress the very aspects of ourselves that hold the key to healing. Through Jungian therapy techniques, you'll begin recognizing the psychological patterns that shape your behavior. These are more than neuroses. They're signals, pathways, clues pointing to the parts of yourself waiting to be reclaimed. In a world that rewards imitation, individuation is an act of rebellion. It means asking, what is truly mine? Which values, dreams, and desires are authentically mine, and which were inherited or imposed? It's about becoming whole, not by eliminating the parts of yourself you fear, but by welcoming them. Because until you do, you'll always feel like something's missing. But to walk the path of individuation, you must first meet your greatest ally and your greatest threat, the part of you that lives in the dark, unseen, unheard, and unclaimed, your shadow. What if the parts of yourself you try hardest to ignore are the ones that hold the key to your liberation? In Jungian psychology, this hidden dimension of the psyche is known as the shadow. It's not a villain. It's not evil. It's not your enemy. The shadow self is the unconscious repository of everything you've repressed. Impulses, desires, fears, creativity, trauma, even brilliance. And yet, shadow work is one of the most misunderstood parts of Carl Jung's individuation process. We think of the shadow as negative, but Jung reminded us that it also contains golden qualities. That anger might be your boundary keeper. That envy might signal unlived potential. That fear might be a forgotten protector. The shadow isn't evil, it's exiled. To achieve inner transformation, you must bring the shadow into the light, not to destroy it, but to integrate it. You've probably met your shadow already, in that harsh word you regretted, in that quiet shame you couldn't shake, in the recurring conflict that always seems to find you. You bury it to survive, but what you bury grows in the dark. This is where Jung's shadow work becomes essential. It's not a journal prompt or a trendy buzzword. It's a sacred confrontation with the unconscious. And it's one of the most vital steps in self-development, psychological healing, and becoming your true self. Imagine standing before a locked door in your own mind. You feel fear, resistance, maybe even guilt, but behind that door is the missing part of your soul, the one who knows what you were born for. To turn the key, you must be willing to feel what you've avoided, and to welcome what you've been taught to deny. She hesitated, her voice barely a whisper, as if addressing something or someone just beyond perception. If my voice has reached you, leave a trace, a sign, before the silence becomes permanent. This is your moment, curious mind. Engage, like, share, subscribe, comment, and perhaps you'll make it through what lingers just beyond awareness. You've stepped into the shadows and dared to look. Now it's time to bring light to your unique potential, to uncover the archetypes that shape you, and to discover what only you can become. What if your soul had a blueprint? A deep, ancient language whispering who you truly are and who you're meant to become. In Jungian psychology, this blueprint takes form in archetypes, universal patterns that live within every human psyche. They're not roles we choose, they're forces we embody. And as we walk the path of individuation, these archetypes awaken, shaping how we see ourselves, how we love, how we struggle, and how we grow. The hero, the mother, the trickster, the sage, these are not characters from myths, they are parts of you. Discovering them is not just symbolic, it's transformational. Think about your life. When did you feel most alive? Most afraid? Most powerful? These were archetypes surfacing, asking to be known. And when we suppress them, when we try to be someone else, to fit into someone else's expectations, we fracture. But individuation is the sacred act of wholeness, of becoming all that you are without apology. A woman who always served others might discover the repressed warrior in her, the part that sets boundaries and demands justice. A man who built his life on logic may uncover the inner mystic, the seeker drawn to mystery, emotion, and the unseen. These shifts are not cosmetic. They are spiritual growth through psychology. And this is the heart of self-actualization. Through individuation, the realization that you are not one thing, but many, not fractured, but layered, not broken, but unfinished. Through Jungian therapy techniques, individuals can identify and integrate these archetypes, reshaping their lives from the inside out. It's not about becoming someone else, it's about finally becoming yourself. This is where Jung, archetypes and self-development meet, where inner mythology becomes the map to your destiny. To embrace your unique potential is not narcissism, it is sacred responsibility. The world doesn't need another copy, it needs you, your full spectrum, your unique vibration, your voice, speaking from the depth of your integrated self. But the journey is not instant. Individuation unfolds over time through trials, revelations, losses, and awakenings. And in the next chapter, we explore this very path, the map of the soul's journey toward wholeness. The path to becoming your true self is no straight line. It's a winding journey through the deepest parts of your soul, full of light and shadow, confusion and clarity. This is the individuation process explained, a lifelong quest where you gradually reconcile the conscious and unconscious parts of yourself. Carl Jung described it as the process of becoming whole, a harmonious integration of all the conflicting aspects within. The journey begins with awareness, waking up to the parts of you that have been asleep or denied. You confront the shadow, you meet your archetypes, and then the real work begins, integration. Integration is messy and uncomfortable. It asks you to face your fears, your failures, your deepest wounds, but it also offers profound gifts, healing, creativity, wisdom, and a sense of true freedom. Many who embark on this journey experience moments of despair, feeling lost or overwhelmed. You may question your worth. You may wonder if the struggle is worth it. But those who persist find themselves renewed. They develop emotional intelligence and resilience. They learn to listen deeply to their inner voice. They live with greater authenticity and purpose. Consider the artist who once feared judgment but through shadow work channels vulnerability into their art, inspiring others, or the leader who confronts their need for control, discovering the strength in humility and empathy. Through Jungian therapy techniques and dedicated self-reflection, this transformation is possible for anyone willing to embark on the path. The road is long, but every step is a victory. Every insight is a beacon guiding you toward your authentic self. And as the journey unfolds, a new life emerges, a life lived with intention, depth, and fulfillment. Next, we explore what it truly means to live a fulfilled life through individuation. After walking the winding path of individuation, you arrive at a new way of being, one where you live not fragmented, but whole. The benefits of Jung's individuation process ripple through every aspect of life. It brings personal growth that is deep, lasting, and authentic. It nurtures a sense of purpose and a connection to your inner truth. To live a fulfilled life is to live authentically, to express the fullness of your being, including your light and shadow, your dreams and fears. It means honoring your unique voice and gifts, even when it feels vulnerable. So how do you bring individuation into your daily life? Here are some practical steps. Practice self-reflection regularly through journaling, meditation, or quiet contemplation. Engage in shadow work with compassion, acknowledging both your strengths and your fears. Explore your archetypes. Notice recurring themes or patterns in your life that point to these inner figures. Seek therapy or mentorship that respects and understands Jungian principles. Allow yourself space for creativity and play, expressions of your evolving self. Embrace discomfort as a sign of growth, not failure. With every step, you reclaim more of your authentic self. You learn to navigate life with wisdom, resilience, and grace. Jung's individuation is more than psychology. It's a sacred invitation to become whole, to become free, to become truly alive. You've reached the end, or perhaps a new beginning. The path of individuation doesn't end here. It continues within you every day. If this journey stirred something inside, explore more stories in our psychology playlist linked below. Remember, the deepest truths are often the ones we find hidden within ourselves. Welcome to the ongoing adventure of your soul. See you in the next video.